Okay, I'm live. Just checking here.
However you need to get there, Omeo will show you the way. Travel if you dare.
Hey. Sorry, guys, I'm just figuring out. I know nobody's here yet, but I'm just okay. I'm there where I'm supposed to be. Hello. Yeah, I was just figuring out if I'm where it was scheduled on YouTube. I wasn't sure. Okay. So 6:15, unprompt to live because the last live was such a success. I had so much fun. Now my desk is full of decks. I was late because, nails couldn't show up without nails. And it's another VR that I want to do. And it will be a lot of decks that I'm going to show. So if you love tarot decks, this is going to be tarot edition only, no oracle decks this time, just tarot. I'm going to do a VR to Nova from Nova Mundi Tarot, and it's going to be the editor's pick decks. So basically Nova came up with 15 prompts, and I'm going to show you my choices for those prompts. I'm the editor. My choices, my picks, and I'm going to show a lot of different decks, not just one deck for, oh, hey Nova, I'm doing the VR that I wanted to do to you. Nice to see you. So if anybody doesn't know Nova yet, you guys go and check out her channel. So editors pick decks. I'm excited too. I was like putting nails on, because how do you show up on another live without nails when the previous live nails took over and suddenly they became like the favorite beyond the decks. But I have a lot of decks. Nova, this is a really cool tag. So if you hear, that's really cool. Yeah, thank you. All right. I think we are going to slowly start. I know that this is totally unplanned as usual. I did give you an hour notice. How are you, Nova, by the way? Where do you live? Are you in Europe? Are we on the same time zone? Let me know. Because I'm not sure. Oh, you're in Netherlands. Okay. All right. So we are at the same time. That's good. That's convenient. We European friends. Yeah, same time zone. Shall I start? I will start. I have a lot of decks to show. Okay. So the first deck, and I think I'm going to actually go to your channel, Nova, just to pick the prompts. Okay. Sorry, I'm kind of prepared. I've got a list, guys. I've done a list for this. So let me just check. Probably a lot of you know this tag already, but if you don't, it's called Editors Pick Decks, and as I mentioned, Nova came up with this, and we are going to take a look at many decks. So the first original prompt created by Nova, that's here, is Inner Child Work. So a deck you recommend for inner child healing, one that feels safe, nurturing, playful. Here I have to intersect something, because for some people inner child healing might not be very playful. So what I went with, and I think a lot of us went with this deck, the Playful Heart Tarot, which is a great deck, and it's an amazing deck for inner child work. But most of you know this deck, right? It's a great deck for inner child work. But I know that for some people, inner child work might not, when you look at the happy deck, it kind of might annoy you. So I thought for people who want to maybe have a little bit more versatile and less childlike deck, depending on what childhood they had, I think the Tarot of the Mystical Moments by Catherine Waldstein, it's a really, really great deck for child work, because and also any of the fairy tale tarot, I think for inner child work would be a great deck. Sometimes you don't want to, depending on where you are with your inner child work, right? Like sometimes you don't want to be reminded or like pushed the happy images. Sometimes fairy tales could be really a great way also to symbolically speak about something that you experienced in your childhood. So to me, this Tarot of Mystical Moments, it's a good deck because it has variety of cards. It's a little bit like fairy tale cards, but I think for connecting to the inner child, it's a really great one because it gives you all these different possibilities. Some cards are happier, some cards are not so happy, some cards are looking happy but might remind you of something that's not so happy for you. So I think this one is pretty cool for inner child work, on top of the Playful Heart Tarot, which also has, it's a versatile deck actually, and the booklet for Playful Heart Tarot by Zara Kitten Chops, it's amazing. It's such a great booklet. I am always bragging about Margaret Peterson booklet, but Zara's booklet is right after Margaret Peterson. It's so good. So if you're doing any inner child work, consider using also Tarot of Mystical Moments, because it's a great deck. And it's such a good reader as well. It's, it kind of opens up your intuition and might allow you to see something that maybe you're holding on unconsciously. So also a great deck for shadow work in general, I'd say. Oh, there's another cute one that I thought for a happy childhood, or just, working with your inner child when it's like a healed inner child and you want to just embrace it. This Mass Market Happy Tarot by Serena Fika. It's so cute. It's so cute. I don't know, I bought it at some point. It's totally not my style really, but it's so sweet. And in the booklet, every, I think, sentence starts, you can be happy by doing da 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 da. You can be happy by doing da 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 da. So it's really cute. So this is the inner child work. The next prompt was shadow work. So we're moving from inner child, which also can be shadow work, into shadow work. Here I have two decks. I think for me, they work really well right now. The first one is Circle of Doors Tarot. And for me, for shadow work, because shadow work is work with unconsciousness, like you don't get it, you don't see it. So I really need a deck that has a good booklet, that has something that the card shows me that I don't get, that I am not ready to see, and maybe now I am via reading it like somebody else's words. Hi Arcana. Oh, Checoli. Yeah, exactly. Yes, this is a great one too, because it has this kind of imaginary world, so you can go about it symbolically, but it's fucking scary too. Yeah, it's true. Yeah. That kitten deck is really great. And it's actually, as much as it looks childish, it's not childish at all. It's actually really great deck for adults alike. Like it's really good. It's really good. It just, you have to, like this kind of colorful artwork, etc. Yeah, Checoli is very painful. So I think it depends on the person and where they are with the inner child work. I think we do tend to think of inner child work as like a kind of happy thing, but sometimes like maybe not, depending. I think I would use probably most likely the happy tarot or the happy decks for more healed inner child. But if I had any like strong emotions that I need to look at from my childhood, I probably would like something more meaty, juicy, like bad, kind of badass, kind of more shadow worky. I don't know if you guys agree. Hi, Maria. Hi, everyone. Hi, guys. Hi, I'm doing this, the VR to Nova. Nova is here. If you don't know her channel, then, check her out. Editor's Pick decks. So I've done the inner child work. We're having a discussion if work like decks for inner child work should be happy only. Probably not. But for shadow work, I picked Circle of Doors Tarot just because for how I do shadow work, I really need a good booklet. Because for me, what's in my shadow, I won't be able to see, and I want somebody else's perspective. So if I pull a card, I want explanation. I want to read something that I cannot come up with. And no, you haven't. Hi, Tarot Ignited. You didn't miss too many prompts. It's the second one. So Circle of Doors, I think if you don't know this deck, you may want to take a look. It's a black and white deck, very beautifully made. I do have full reviews of most of these decks that I'm showing. So just if there's any new people here, if you go to a playlist, Tarot and Oracle reviews, most of them will be there in better quality, not like 720 through live. But you can see all of the cards. Most of the decks I will be showing are reviewed on my channel. But this deck has an amazing book. And I also love the keywords. So for me, for shadow work, this is important because what's in the shadow, I'm not seeing it. And to see it, sometimes I can't come up with it. So I need like good help. So this is really great for me. And another one that I love for shadow work is Margaret Peterson Tarot. Yeah, Maria, right? This is such a like complete project, I'd say. I know that you also have a lot of beautiful decks, and this one is just like, yeah, the production, the quality of paper, the quality of box, quality of the book, quality of information, quality of keywords. It's yeah, I would call it a complete project, like really, really amazing deck, Circle of Doors Tarot. And the second pick for shadow work for me, Margaret Peterson, amazing book again. This one is more from like a Buddhist spiritual perspective. So I'm inclined like this, I like to kind of detach and take like a look at myself kind of like from an observer perspective. And this deck helps a lot. I still have this older edition, which I chopped the borders and colored on the sides. So now it's, I think, this maroon edition. I also have the maroon edition. It's amazing. But yeah, I love this deck. And it's not maybe an easy reader when you just like look at the images, and maybe it's not a deck for beginners, but I love it. I love it. And the book I love as well. Yeah, the book is so good. Yeah, Nova, this is really cool. And I know you probably will get it too. It's, I think for people who have this, how do you say that even? Because it's not religious, but it's kind of, it's spiritual in the good sense of spirituality, not avoidant spiritual, all love and light, but like embodied spirituality. It's elemental, maybe like this. And the book is just really helpful when you do shadow work, because usually when we do shadow work, if it's true shadow work, you don't, you can see your shadow. That's just what it is, right? So Margaret Peterson and Circle of Doors Tarot for the second prompt, the shadow work. The third prompt is Deity Work or Spirit Guides. So Nova says, like a deck that serves as a spiritual bridge, perfect for working with deities, spirit guides, etc. I probably won't surprise you much, but for me, Deity Work these days circles around the like goddess lineage in general. So I love all the like goddess feminine decks, but specifically for the last couple of years, it's Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene, this lineage, Isis, etc. So, and this is Mysteries of Mary decks, and the Mysteries of Mary, the White Mary, the Mysteries of Black Madonna, and recently received Mysteries of the Red Madonna, which came in the box as well. And they bought all these decks are by Hetty and Grobler, you know that, and they are amazing. So I'm show you a couple of the new cards from the Mary Magdalene deck, but as I mentioned, all the decks are reviewed in the playlist Tarot and Oracle reviews, and you can see the quality, you know, in better quality, the images. So this is the Red Madonna, the Mary Magdalene deck, and I love this. Tarot Ignited, I don't have the Margaret Peterson. Yeah, it's such a great deck. I mean, you know, I don't want to push a deck or anybody, but this is a mass-produced deck, and maybe it's worth checking out. If like this is one of my top decks for years now, and that I'm using it every day. It's not one of those decks, you know. You only use it when you kind of feel the what's going on? I don't know. You know, so that's a great deck because it gives you perspective and it lets you to like zoom in, you know, where are you safe, touch yourself, were you feeling, you know, like it's really good. So this is still the Red Mysteries of the Red Madonna, the Mary Magdalene tarot deck by Hetty and Grobler. It's amazing. It comes at the subject, oh, look at this card, comes with this at the subject with such wide perspective and connects so many different dots from asteroids to, you know, mysticism, from different religions, from different cultures. It's really interesting and amazing work. So the next prompt is Ancestor Work. And here I picked a couple of decks as well, not for you guys not to be boring, because now when I thought, you know, Ancestor Work, I start with like, if I just want to do, let's say, Ancestor Work, thinking of where I come from, because that's one way you can do Ancestor Work. I'm Slavic, I'm Polish, right? So I could do Ancestor Work with this. At some point, long time ago, Victoria sent this deck to me. It's Cult of Wisdom Tarot, and it has just Slavic theme. And it's interesting, you know. So I could do Ancestral Work, obviously, with this. If I just based ancestry on where I'm from, so then this. I also have for some other Slavs in here, the Slavic Legends Tarot that came up as well a couple of years ago. And I got this one as well, Slavic Legends Tarot. So these are just themed, you know, based on Slavic pantheon, and bring some like very familiar to Slavic people images and gods and goddesses and spirits, etc. So that's one thing, but I also see ancestral work as, you know, like human ancestry as well. We all have like shared ancestors, you know what I mean? Like, so if I want to go deeper, if I want to like connect to our common ancestry, the ancient ones that are present there for everybody, independent of skin color, independent or where you were born, etc., like the really early ones. Then I like to use the Story Medicine Tarot by Jessica Zinchuk. Also, it has like an amazing booklet with very short but poignant messages. And it has this very symbolic, you know, symbolic images. Like we all came from the sea, you know, like we all came from like where life started. Was it Africa then? It wasn't even Africa. It was somewhere like we didn't have continents like this. The earth looked totally different. We were nomadic. So this deck just has very basic, kind of simple imagery, but I think it's very good deck for ancestral work and doing this work for like ancestry, humanity, you know, like we all humans. So where are we coming from? Yeah, the guidebook for Slavic legends. Hope so too. We'll see. How long is this now? A couple of years. Maybe they've done it. I see somewhere on their web Facebook that they've done it at some point in PDF or something. What else do you guys say? The red one. I use Slow Tarot. Oh, I love Slow Tarot. I don't have it, but yeah, it's really beautiful deck. They feel like grandmothers. Yeah. For Scottish and Welsh, I think you get quite a lot because, you know, Celtic wisdom, Celtic wisdom. There is this Witch Sister Tarot, which I think is very much. I mean, it could be also used for the common ancestry for, you know, like, but I think it does look a little bit more, like Scottish, British type of British Isles. Tarot Tech. Yeah, exactly. I think Maria, it's on. I saw it somewhere on their website or on Facebook that they did produce the booklet for the Slavic legends, but I didn't get it yet. So, her second edition, Animal Woman, is one of the favorite. Yeah. It's. I love it too. It's really great. Yeah, talents are gone, but I was late because I'm like, shit, I cannot show up on YouTube live to my people now without nails after talking for 2 hours at last live. How I love press on nails. And so I quickly glued on the short one so I can actually deal. You know, it's like lots of decks here. Thanks. Oh, they only did the majors. Oh. Yeah, no, I know. I'm a bit like disappointed. And to be honest, the Slavic, you know, there's so many different ones. Like I wish they just wrote what they version to go with the cards. It would be awesome. There's one more or two more decks that I thought are amazing for this ancestral work with that broad understanding of ancient ancestors of all of humans, independent of color. We have our like familiar ancestors and, you know, land and where we come from by blood, but also all of us, humanity, share common ancestry. We are all coming from, you know, ancestry that's brought us to life here. And I thought the remembering the sweet full tarot, even the title of the deck sounds so cool. But I think it would be great for ancestral work just because of the images, and it doesn't put you in any specific culture. It just connects you more to nature. You know, the court cards are kind of don't have faces or anything, so they more feel like spirits and spirit beings. And I think it's just beautiful. It's elemental and earthy and grounded. Like it has all these different, because it's grounded but very airy as well. It's beautiful. And I think for ancestral work that would be a great deck to use as well. I love this deck. Just so many amazing images here. So okay, I will be here forever, guys. I have a lot of decks for everything. The last one for ancestral work, I thought Dust to Onyx as well as for this ancient ancestors. So I know that, of course, like Black people can use it for, you know, connecting with their ancestry as well. But I think, as I said, like that common ancestry, the ancient ones, I think they looked like that. Oh, they like amazing, you know. So Dust to Onyx, also an amazing deck for ancestral work. And I think not only for Black people, but for anybody. If you understand the ancestral work the way I just explained, I think it's amazing deck. It's so beautiful. I've got this Kickstarter edition, and it still has this UV spots, and it's so good, so beautiful. Like, it's incredible. Nice. Soul Spirit Oracle. Which one is the Soul Spirit Oracle? I will have to check it out. I'm not going to do it now, but yeah, these decks are all amazing. The Remembering the Sweet Fool Tarot. I think the Remembering the Sweet Fool Tarot goes really great with the Spirit Carrier Oracle. Is this what you mean? Yeah, anyway. I know that we have a bit of a delay. All right, so that was for Ancestral Work. Dust and Onyx is profound. It's amazing deck, yeah. And again, some of these decks, it's not like I use them every day. Some of these decks just come when you get going. Like, I love the EME Oracle as well. It's one of my most spot on, it's profound decks to use, the Oracle deck. But this is just Tarot Edition, okay? So this is editor's pick decks, but only Tarot Edition. I will do maybe Oracle Edition as well. The Spirit Carrier Oracle. It goes amazing with the Sweet Fool Tarot. So the next prompt is Divination, a deck that excels in traditional divination. Now, we can't really go wrong with our three staple decks, right? So Tough, I think it's great for divination as well. I know maybe Alistair Crowley is now turning in his grave thinking, shut up, this is not for divination. But, he gave it keywords, dude. So yeah, I think Tough is amazing for divination. It's like a slap in the face deck for divination, just because some of the keywords are kind of I just picked any of the Marseille, this one I love the look of it, Jacob Jäger or Jakob Jäger. This is by Artisan Tarot. They're doing great work with restoration of many different decks and with Marseille and traditional divination. It's amazing, especially the majors, how they are connected. And when you ever do a fool's walk, from full to the world, and you do it with Tarot de Marseille specifically, and it's a plug, but you can get my Tarot de Marseille class. It's $33, won't break the bank. But I do the whole walk with Tarot de Marseille, and I point on different connections and how cards are connected and what walks into what, and how that changes in Tarot de Marseille, and how the dogs become the people, etc., etc. It's really, really cool. And I also teach you how to read the pips, just briefly, so you can start and get going. And this is based on my teachers that taught me Tarot de Marseille, which is mostly Enrique Enriquez, Camelia Elias, Johan Bendov, and Alejandro Jodorowsky. I really love him. So Tarot de Marseille for divination, Rider-Waite-Smith, anything. Alistair is shouting, right? Don't use stuff for divination. Maybe White is also shouting. It was supposed to be for personal development and spiritual work, and not get more money. Don't make me go crazy, guys, because it's not difficult to do. So Rider-Waite-Smith, Tarot de Marseille, and Tough, very cool decks for divination. I also if I was to just surprise you with something, for divination, I like to use Alter Tarot. And bear in mind that this is just Tarot edition, right? Alter Tarot, and hello to everybody who's joining in. So we are on prompt number 5. We're doing divination decks from Novas VR to Novas for editors pick decks. So Divination deck, this Alter Tarot, I know it's out of print, so don't come for me, I'm sorry, but I love to use it for divination because it combines playing cards, divination, and tarot. So it has like, the Emperor, and it has the King of Cups, let's say, but then it has a keyword, understanding. For Seven of Swords, it has a keyword for worry. And the keywords are based on the French take on playing cards keywords. So this deck is very cool. Again, I have the reviews of most of these decks in the playlist, Tarot and Oracle reviews, so you can go and check it out. And this Alter Tarot out of print, but I love it for divination. It's fun. So if you ever, or if somebody has it, then let me know if you enjoy it as well. All right, so next prompt. How are you? How are we going? Are we okay? We keep moving with the decks, right? So next prompt is as above, and Nova says a deck that connects the reader to cosmic or spiritual realms. So I have quite a few decks like this, but I picked here two specific ones. So one is the Fifth Tarot, which I just did an interview with the creators of this deck. So they even have like another element, another suit in the tarot. They added the spirit element. So it's very elemental, connects to many different realms, but definitely to the celestial and to the spiritual as well. So I highly recommend this interview with the creators of the Fifth Tarot. It's very, very cool. And they give a lot of information about the deck and how to use it, etc. And another one that I thought is great for as above is this Aura Soma Tarot. It's kind of new agey, this one, but oh well. I think I just like new age. I do have an amazing collection, but you do too, right? I'm always looking at your pictures on Instagram and I'm like, shit, you have amazing decks. So Aura Soma with the bottles, it's a system of energy healing, and the images are created by Pamela Matthews. I think I got this deck at some point as a gift from, oh shit, she was from India. Who remembers her? Oh, I forgot her name, but I'm still grateful for this deck because it was hard to get even back then. It was years ago. I think now it's out of print as well. But it has all these bottles, energetic bottles on the back, in the backs, and all these images in the front. And it's a tarot, but it has two sets of major arcana. One is called like a normal major arcana from Full to the World, and one it's called Major Arcana Return. One it's called Outward. So here you have Outward, the magician, when you're actually just starting your initiation on the path, the full walks. And then the other one is called Return. So Tower Return is when you actually embody the archetypes of the major arcana, and you went through the tower, you survived the tower, you returned. So this but this deck is pretty cool. I still like to use it. I like this system of Aura Soma. Sometimes I even still get the bottles if I need to move something on energetic level, so something to look out for. Okay, so this was as above, a deck that connects us to the cosmic or spiritual realms. Does anybody have this deck, this Aura Soma deck? Yeah, Maria, watch the interview with these guys because it was really good. So below, that was as above, so below. And here we are looking for decks that are grounded, real world readings. Real world readings. And I thought here, Lisa de Saint Croix Tarot always works for me. If I want to do like a real world reading, because the booklet and the deck is created in a way that it has a lot of just like regular world stuff, and also is symbolic enough that you can kind of, like make it about more than just one thing, right? Rider-Waite Smith always as well. But Lisa de San Croix deck I like, and I like the booklet that comes with it for just those like regular day-to-day readings. And I also like, I think this is out of print as well. It was available for so long by Saskia. I remember she was selling it on Etsy for a long time. Not too much interest back then, but then finally it sold out, and as usual, everybody wants it. But this one came with keywords and without keywords, and it's good for everyday readings. It's really good. It's very great deck for day-to-day. And I think Lightseer's Tarot would be good for day-to-day readings. I don't have it anymore. But like something that's not, overly threatening, something that's not like going to put you into deep psycho-spiritual work. It just shows you the images of daily life, but also in some symbolic meaning as well, because tarot speaks through symbol. It won't be like literal. I mean, it happens, but, most of the time it's a symbolic language. The creators of the Fifth Tarot are from Holland, but from what I understood from the interview, I think they live in France right now. So that might be a confusion, but maybe they ship from Holland. Who knows, I don't know. Okay, so this was as below. So below, hug decks. Oh, do you guys have hug decks? Which decks are your favorite hug decks? My favorite hug deck is Cozy Witch Tarot. It's so cool. Even if the messages that are delivered to make you think, come on, get your shit together. They all delivered with such a sweet language. So why don't I pull us a card from the Cozy Witch Tarot, a message to us? Six of Wands, you're kind of a big deal, so start acting like it. Put the nails on. Come do a live. So you guys, Six of Wands for our community. That's cool. You're a big deal. Start acting like it. But this deck is really, really cool. So this is mass market, available, highly recommend. It looks more stupid than it is. It looks like when I bought it, I thought like, really? But it's amazing. It's a cool deck. It's smart. The archetypes are done well. I rarely go to the booklet, but the booklet is also quite okay. But the keywords and the sentence, it's really enough. So that's the hug deck number 1. Hug deck number 2, the Future Ancestor Tarot. I like it, still like it. This one is very soft. I think this one would be also good for ancestral work and maybe for inner child work as well. It's softer, it's feminine way. So if you do the work analytical way, you might want to go for some other decks. But if you do more feelings, emotions, slow, accepting, gentle, this deck is beautiful. Highly recommend it. Maria is a true hunter. For deck hunter, true deck hunter. We should have like those keywords in community. Like true deck hunter, tarot hunter. So the Future Ancestor Tarot. And I don't know who has this one. I can never remember the name. I call it Antlers, but it's a French name. And it was created by a French artist, I think. It's also mass market. I love this deck. Oh my God. I think I got it recently because of Crow Sister, Rebecca, posting on IG with this deck. And I thought, I've seen it before, but as usual, sometimes you see something and you're just not ready for it. And sometimes you see it and you're like, give it to me now. And that was give it to me now. I love this. I don't know, this deck just like speaks to me. It's so intuitive. It's and it's soft, but also like really powerful. Like I love it. I love the images. I love how the cards look together. I love the color palette. It's really cool. It's a great deck for, walking and taking out in nature. It's beautiful. So What is it called? Who knows this? Yeah, the Six of Wands, I know, was the tarot. Yeah, get out there, Maria. Exactly. And this deck is on Amazon. That's right. It's everywhere. And it's called something and a strange antlers. Somebody translated it into English. I'm not quite sure, but if you remind me, I will link it below. I don't have a review of this one because it's mass produced. Oh, thank you. 9 of 9 words. Thanks. Oh, Kristen. Thanks, Kristen. Tarot. That's why I can't speak French, so I can't pronounce this. So I always say estranged antlers. That's the one exactly. So 9 words, intuitive tarot. Kristen, she wrote it in the chat. So if anybody needs to know the name, it's there. So this was for a hug deck. To me, this is a hug deck, and many other. Right now, it's one of my favorite decks. I use it a lot. Okay, 9, feel good deck. Well, feel good deck, I went with. What do you think I went with? Hi, Winds of Reflection. Hi, guys. The hug deck. No, feel good deck. I went with big eyes because big eyes make me feel good. I don't know if any of you followed me on Instagram or on YouTube for a long time, but I hated big eyes. Okay. This was like, I couldn't. I was looking at people who were using the Oracle decks and this tarot deck, and I felt like, what's wrong with you guys? How can you use this? How can you even? Please do not. Oh, Natalia, hey. And at some point, there was something happened in my brain. Must be drugs. I don't know. Something crazy. It hasn't finished because I still love the big eyes. And seriously, they my feel good deck. And I have a couple of people I work with that love this deck, love the messages, and it's just fun. It's fun. And actually, again, the companion book to this deck, it's pretty good. It's actually a good deck also for like day-to-day readings and like relationship readings and stuff like this. It's a really cool deck. So big eye, you're welcome. Natalia, nails for you short. I can do things with them. Yep. I mean, not for you, like for you. They still not white enough or black enough or just like one boring color enough, but but they here. All right, so this was my feel good deck, big eyes. Now the 10th prompt is most versatile, a deck you recommend for handling any type of readings. Rider-Waite-Smith, Tarot de Marseille, always, but not to be repetitive, like boring. I thought Starseeker is pretty cool. It's by Nikki Ferrada. And there's a mini version of it. There's also a Starseeker Oracle. Natalia, you sent me the Oracle, do you remember? So this tarot deck is cool for everything. It's really good for relationship readings, but it could be good for like all-rounder. I most often would use just Carol Herzer, Rider-Waite-Smith, any type of traditional Rider-Waite-Smith, or a clone of Rider-Waite-Smith. But as I said, this one is pretty cool. The images are evocative and it speaks on just this like kind of relational level. So you relate to the images emotionally and then you can, pass on the message. But it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I like the colors. Also, it's not too like out there in your face. Not Maria, Natalia made you buy the first Carol Herzer deck, for fuck's sake. How often did I show Carol Herzer decks and Natalia made you buy it? No, Natalia. Natalia can probably make an, people from North by Snow or something. Okay, so most versatile, let's say Starseeker Tarot, most inspiring, geez, like all of them. Nova, this prompt, most inspiring. A deck you recommend to inspire, okay, creativity, intuitive flow, personal transformation. So all of the above, but I also picked, what did I pick for this one? I picked this one, the Dream Dust Shamanic Tarot. Yeah, exactly. Kasia is Carol fanatic. Yeah. No, Nova, I don't have the biggest Herzer collection. Victoria has the biggest Herzer collection, I know. Karen has, Havana has like huge Herzer collection. I think Havana probably and Victoria would be two people that I know of that have the biggest one, but maybe there is some more. Yeah. The red one is amazing. Shit, I would have bought this one. I'm still hoping Natalia will get bored of it at some point. Natalia, just, Rider-Waite-Smith is really not your thing. So, but we digressing. Most inspiring decks to inspire like creativity, intuitive flow. Dream Dust Shamanic Tarot, I love it. I think it's a really, really, really great deck. And for creative flow, it's abstract. You challenge your brain to invent, what the images can mean. You go via color, you go via shapes, you make your brain see things where maybe they are not there. It's a great tool for projection. Tarot is in general, but yeah, these abstract decks are really cool because every day that can be something different. So Dream Dust Shamanic Tarot, very cool. Also a great deck, which I used to do to go journeying with, like journeying into a card or journey with the card. I really like this deck. It's by Sue Kovacs, and I think she's in New York. And I think this deck is still available. It was available. She did the second printing on this deck, and she was selling it on Etsy. I'm not sure if it's still available. Oh, Rachel, Kasia made me start my collection. Oh, thank you. Finally, somebody. I'm joking, guys. Shipping fees to UA. I know, because you know what? It's heavy. This is like over half a kilo for sure. Natalia, I'm holding it to you. I mean, holding you to it. And we have witnesses, 25 of them. Guys, I'm going to read it out loud just for the humanity to remember it. I have a feeling, Natalia writes to me, one day you'll get all of my Carol Herzer decks. What are sisters for? I know. Then I will have to send you the crown chakra Letty sculpture, right? And some other maybe sculptures that I have. Not that I have to, but I want to. All right. Oh, Tarot Ignited says that the Dream Dust Shamanic is on sale right now. Yeah, Natalia, do the tag. It's called the VR to Nova Mundi. It's called Editor's Pick Decks. There's prompts. So now we on 12. Best for beginners. You know me. Rider-Waite-Smith, Tarot de Marseille, tough. If you're a beginner, start with the traditional deck. If you don't like any of the looks of them, there's so many different versions. We have Carol Herzer's for Rider-Waite-Smith. If somebody likes a little bit more of color, or she has millions of different versions, all amazing. We have thousands of Tarot de Marseille right now as well. You don't have to go with traditional colors. Here is Tarot Marseille 23 by Midnight Tarot. I love this deck. It's so cool. It's got like cool colors, so take your pick. But I'm thinking, like, I'm pretty traditional when it comes to this. You're a beginner, you learn tarot first, then break tarot, then do your own thing. But while you starting, learn tarot. go to tradition, see what's going on, where it came from, and then break all the rules, break all the systems, but know what you're breaking and where it comes from. So that's just my point of view at this. So this was the best decks for beginners, and then best decks for professionals. It's a tag, VR. So I just went with Tarot of Individuation, and I know right now it's out of print, but it's going to come back to print. Like the creator wrote me that she's going to definitely print more. There is a Carol Herzer chat going on, right? First Carol deck was the Black Star Tarot, and I can't wait to pair it with Ian of the Dark Mother Tarot. Oh, I don't know this one. I have to check it out. Ian of the Dark Mother Tarot. So Tarot of Individuation for professionals and people who are more advanced with tarot work. They don't need to stick to familiar images. And it's great for inner work and whatever you want to use tarot for. I think this deck is pretty cool. Again, the review of the full deck is on my channel, so you can check it out. Some other professionals, professionals like us. I thought recently about going back to Mary L. Tarot. I also have an interview with the creator, right? With Mary L. What's her name? I forgot now, but I have an interview with her, and this deck is just amazing. So I think it's good for anybody and for any type of work, but especially I think for like more advanced people. So because none of the images reminds you of Rider-Waite-Smith or Toff or Marseille or anything like that. So Mary L is really cool. For professionals. Okay. I also wrote like Heindel Tarot, Tabula Mundi, any deck that is like an abbreviation of the traditional decks, but it doesn't remind us of them anymore. How do you even, that I was so in like knowing about all the decks that came out, and right now I'm just like, I think I'm more into nails and essential oils than getting new decks. But Tarot Ignited just got Starlight Carol Herzer. Secondhand locally. Awesome. Yeah, secondhand locally in Finland. That's awesome. That's cool. I don't think I would find Carol Herzer secondhand in Poland, but you never know. Okay, so now the 14, two more to go. 14 witchy vibes. And to me, the most amazing witchy decks that I own right now is the Crimson Asteria, I would say Asteria Tarot. I love it. It's so witchy without trying to be witchy, which is nice because, we have Pagan Otherworlds. We have the Witch Sister Tarot, which obviously deserves the spot in this category because it is witchy. But Crimson Asteria, I love it. I think, witchy without, pretension. It just has that. It just has this witchiness in DNA. It looks witchy. I love the colors. It has, a lot of explanations in the booklet as well, even though the booklet is badly edited and it's annoying, but the booklet itself, it's really good. And what's interesting, it describes the different imagery that she made for every card. And I love this deck. There is something about it primal, something very kind of raw. I know that for many people it's like whatever, but yeah, I love it. I love it. I got it from a swap from Jennifer, and I treasure this deck forever because, like Dream Dust Shamanic coming to Europe is very expensive. Also, this one is very expensive because it comes from Canada, I think. It's very heavy, but it's a beautiful deck. How it's made, it's amazing. So this is the witchy vibes, and now astrology work. As you know, I am an astrologer, and I just realized, like, in most of my readings, even as a tarot reader, I'm in most of them, I mix astrology and tarot. I don't think there is a reading on my website, maybe aside from like plant ally reading, that doesn't mix astrology and tarot. I think astrology really fills the gaps, and tarot fills the gaps of astrology, and astrology fills the gaps of tarot. Tarot is very projective and very image related, so you see it differently, and it brings information in a different level. But astrology is much more poignant to dates and a bit more logical, kind of brings the overview or where you at the moment. I think it works so well together. So for astrology work, I picked, you know which one, right? Yeah, Europe shipping is crazy. Re is in England. Yeah, exactly. People don't let go of Carol Hertz's deck too often. That's true. But Karen, she's on Instagram as Serendipity Studio. Karen has found, and she has YouTube channel as well, and she shows the collection, vintage Carol Herzer collection that she found in some auction house. It was a box of tarot decks, and she went there. She didn't even know who Carol Herzer was, and she just liked the deck, so she picked some. I actually have some from her as well. We swapped for something, and oh my God, she bought them for like, I don't know, I don't want to lie, I don't know how much, but like little, 20, $30 a deck. And there were glitter decks and non-glitter, and like amazing finds. I was like, shit, I'm jealous. Like, just imagine the joy of like walking into an auction house, seeing a deck, like a box of decks, and it's all Carol. It's like, thank you. So anyway, astrology work. So a deck you recommend for astrology lovers and cosmic seekers. This is for people who want to get to know the constellational astrology. So, tropical astrology is the zodiac sign astrology, and there's also sidereal astrology, constellational astrology that's connected to the stars, and it's actually reflecting the visual sky. I'm using the system that's called True Sidereal, that uses also Ophiuchus constellation, the 13th constellation that's very present on the ecliptic, the path of the sun around Earth, or everything goes around the sun, but how we see it from Earth. And this deck is by Julie Cuccia Watts. It's called Real Sky Astrology Tarot, and it also has the Ophiuchus cards, because Julie is also following the visual sky and the true sidereal astrology. So this deck is amazing. This is one of my favorite decks from Julie, even though I have all her decks, and I love Julie. We have some interviews with Julie about that as well. And I highly recommend taking a look if you're interested in figuring out like what constellations were activated when you were born, because your star sign can change, and we call it star sign. Your star sign will change, not always, but most probably, because the constellations have different sizes. It's a different count in general, so a lot of you will be a little bit different. It's just another angle to getting to know yourself. And I highly recommend the reading that I do. It's called Spiral Astrology reading, and that's based on 13 constellations. So if you know your zodiac sign, I'm a Sagittarius in tropical astrology, but I am developing Scorpio qualities through my starry connection. When I want to reach to my highest potential, that be the scorpionic qualities that I develop. So yeah, I just love this. I love mixing, and I love seeing myself from different angles. So that true sidereal perspective I offer 2 readings, the true sidereal one with constellations and the tropical life purpose reading, which is also in-depth psychological look at your potentials, talents, etc. But this deck by Julie Kuchia Watts is amazing. And I have 2 last decks for the astrology. One is the Celestial Tarot, which I think it's available still. It's a mass-produced deck. It was. And this one has, funny enough, constellations and zodiac signs, but also constellations. And it has an awesome book. I think the book is out of print, but maybe it can be found somewhere. I'm not sure. But the book To Celestial Tarot by Brian Clark has nice descriptions of all sorts of different work, of constellations or lore, myth, gods, goddesses, all this kabang. It's very cool and interesting if somebody is into it. Celestial Tarot. And the last one is I got from my friend Antonio from Croatia, and this is the Astro Tarot. It's by Hermine Maria Zell and Rita Mühlbauer, 2, I think, German ladies, or maybe Austrian, who knows. So this one has the backs like this. I think I showed it at some point, but it has, it's a very strange, it's not really a tarot per se, but it has cards that show zodiac signs, and it has cards that show planets, and for example, like Pisces and Virgo would be connected with Neptune and Mercury, right? Because Neptune rules Pisces, and Mercury rules Virgo. So that's how they kind of go about. They show you an image that kind of mingles the 2 energies. So here we have Libra with Venus for a relationship, and we have Virgo and Mercury for conversation and having, maybe to make decisions or discerning things and talking about stuff. The next one, let's say, is Scorpio and Virgo, so it's Mercury and Pluto. There we go. This is, for example, Capricorn and Virgo, so it's Saturn and Mercury. So if you, let's say, in your chart have Mercury in Virgo, you will look for all the cards that have Mercury in Virgo, and you can maybe play with, all the Virgo cards, let's say, and see what images they picked for this. So this is how I kind of worked with this deck, Astro Tarot. I think this one is also out of print. I'm not sure if it's still available. Yeah. We pay import taxes 24%. I pay, how people send me gifts for reviews, decks. I pay for every single deck. Doesn't matter if it says gift, they all say gift. I always ask, it is a gift, nobody lies. So I pay for every single box that comes from outside European Union. We pay in Poland 24% on top of the value that they say. So of the value that they say. So that's why I think people from Europe always want everybody to lower the value, because that's where the fees come from. And for example, like Carol Herzer, like she doesn't lower the value. My friend buys her decks from very time to time, very rarely, but she paid huge taxes. She would have bought another deck of Carol Herzer for the taxes and fees she paid on her decks because of the value. No, Nova, Poland is exactly the same. And I think the whole Europe right now is the same. I think they kind of, as this like fight to keep European businesses stronger. It's like what kind of Trump is doing in the US type of thing, It's just crazy. Anyway, market always regulated itself, but yeah, that's just extra avenue for money. So that's it. I've done all the 15 tags, prompts, and you guys had a good chat here. So I think a lot of people in America are, annoyed with what's coming their way. No wonder they annoyed, but we've had that for forever. So as much as I feel sorry for all of you guys in America, it's like, yeah, welcome, welcome to the rest of the world, right? Thanks, Nova. Thank you for creating the hashtag. And again, if you don't know Nova, most of you, of course, know her. But yeah, she's Nova Mundi Tarot. You can go and check her channel. She also does decks. I have Nova, your Rider-Waite-Smith, kind of ended up now on my shelf, but I pull it out. It's like you've done Top deck. You've been creating B Nova. I highly kind of inspirational. Yeah, exactly. And then Maria says that keeping the value right is important for the seller for insurance. Exactly. So there's not like, no hard feelings, but it just helps when you're on the receiving end to have the lower value because you pay the 24% of the value. So if the value is huge, like recently I received this I received this Alice tarot that I showed you in the previous live, and I forgot to tell the Nina to not to put the big value. But I think what Maria said for the insurance, etc., if it got lost because it was sent from Belarus to Poland, and in Belarus and Russia they together, so you never know. But yeah, it got here, and I had to pay a lot of tax on it because she wrote like a high value, but I forgot to tell her not to do that. But anyway, it was worth it because it's beautiful. So I will do a review of this deck. Yeah, I know, on the Red Madonna deck, 65 euro extra. It's crazy. It's like for 65 euro, you can buy another deck, right? Yeah. All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for joining me and having, I love those lives because I kind of feel I wish we could talk. But thank you for joining me and keeping me company and having the chat, keeping the chat going. And I hope you enjoyed it and you learned something new. And we'll see each other next time. Life is the way to go. But I know you can't see the quality, but still, it was good to see you. Thank you. Bye.